Hello, friends, and welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey, back with the latest Cowboys rumors, and we begin with the one that's not going to go away for a while. What about a Jamal Adams trade? As it's been for a while, I'm giving this one 2 stars. I hope it happens, but we'll see if it actually does. Now, the reason behind this rumor today was Bleacher Report put out their realistic trades, and they included Jamal Adams to the Dallas Cowboys, which, again, I love the idea. I hope it happens. The price drop that was included in Bleacher Report's article was questionable at best. Now, just to recap here, in case you've lived under a rock for the past couple of months here, the Jets shopped Jamal Adams at the trade deadline. He was very unhappy because everywhere Adam Gase goes, for whatever reason, his star players suddenly want out. Adams is not happy about that. The Cowboys had interest, and I think they will revisit that in the offseason. Here was the trade package put together by Bleacher Report. The Cowboys, of course, they get Jamal Adams. They give up a second-round pick, a third-round pick, and Cam Fleming. Now, I love that idea. The problem is, why on earth would the Jets do this? The Jets, why would they demand a first-round pick and then some for Jamal Adams, and then come back a couple months later, losing out on half a year of a contract, and say, well, yes, we will take a second-round pick, a third-round pick, and your backup left tackle who probably might not start for us. Like, value-wise, those 2 picks are not even worth a single first-round pick. You throw in Cam Fleming to get to the Cowboys' first-round pick, you're valuing Fleming as another second-rounder. That's insane. And when the Cowboys reported final offer, by the way, for Adams back at the trade deadline, was a first-round pick and Anthony Brown. So why are the Cowboys now suddenly giving up way less in a trade? I'd love to get Adams here. I think it'd be a fantastic fit. Would help solve the issues in the back end at the safety position. But if you're going to try and get away with a second and a third, there's just no way. Adams is too good for that. There's not a better young safety in the NFL right now. Now, he's not a true single high guy. He's a box safety. But frankly, he was the Jets' best pass rusher last year, which is insane as a strong safety. He was by far their best player. He would come in and immediately be a massive upgrade over the pending free agent to be Jeff Heath. So I would do it in a heartbeat. I just don't think that's really going to be the route that the Cowboys are end up going if it's only a second and a third rounder. You have to include a first round pick. I think that is the minimum for any trade. So what do you think the Cowboys should do at safety? Do you want them to trade away a first-round pick and possibly more for Jamal Adams? Or would you rather go younger and cheaper and a little bit less of a sure thing and go with the draft? Type A for Adams, D for draft. Now, speaking of the draft, stay tuned. Coming up on Saturday, we will have our early first-round draft targets for the Dallas Cowboys, and that's not all. We'll do team needs, we'll do free agency, and we'll do trades as well. So subscribe, hit that big red button, turn on notifications to get all of our awesome videos here on the Cowboys Report. All right, I'm going to get mad at this one, just full disclosure here. How about Tom Brady to the Cowboys? How about no? Fake news on this one. This is a horrible, no good, terrible, very bad idea that makes 0 sense. Shout out Terrell Owens and Eagles beat writers for trying to throw this out there as an idea. T.O. claims the Cowboys don't want Dak Prescott. I will counter with, what have the Cowboys done to say that they don't want Dak Prescott? They haven't extended him, yes, but they've been trying, and all of their moves so far the offseason have been to win now. I'll let you guys in on a secret. If you're signing Tom Brady instead of Dak Prescott, you're not trying to win now. You're trying to sell jerseys. That's what you're doing. Tom Brady is a worse quarterback in 2020 and was in 2019 than Dak Prescott was. Why would the Cowboys want to get worse and older at quarterback? Doesn't really make sense. And by the way, if he comes to the Cowboys, you're not going to save that much money because you don't have the TB12 system that you can, circumvent the salary cap with. Dak Prescott was more accurate, averaged more yards per pass attempt, had more touchdowns, threw the ball further downfield by almost 4 full yards. Many of you have erroneously claimed that the Cowboys offense is dink and dak, or it's a dink and dunk offense. Not last year, hasn't never been, by the way. Tom Brady, though, is a dink and dunk offense at this stage in his NFL career. So let me know in the comments, who do you want? Pick a quarterback to sign. Type P for Dak Prescott or B for Tom Brady. Now, I will make this the pinned comment and go type your votes there. And if you're watching on YouTube, you might get an ad break here. If that's the case, scroll on down, type your votes there. Full disclosure, P is the only correct answer. All right, move on to receivers now. How about Randall Cobb? And we'll talk about Dez here in just a second. Don't you guys worry. Is Randall Cobb going to stay? I'm going to bump this up from 2 stars to 3 stars in light of the Mike McCarthy signing, which, side note, by the way, we are now calling this era in the Dallas Cowboys McCarthyism. That is what this is going forward, and I will not budge on that whatsoever. But for Cobb, he knows McCarthy. He's played for him for 8 years with the Green Bay Packers, and Cobb is coming off his best year since 2015, this past year with the Dallas Cowboys. Now McCarthy's there. Randall Cobb was at McCarthy's introductory press conference. McCarthy was happy to see him here. Jerry Jones gave Cobb a big hug and said, hey, didn't want you getting homesick around here. It all kind of is implying that, yeah, Randall Cobb's going to stick around with the Dallas Cowboys. The question, of course, will become, well, what's the price tag? You got him really cheap this past year on a 1-year deal, and he offered you more downfield than Cole Beasley did previously. But there were injury problems for Randall Cobb in the past. That is a red flag here for Dallas. But if you can get 2019 Cobb, that's really incredible production from your number 3 receiver. And you will have to figure out what you're doing at receiver this offseason. Amari Cooper, Tavon Austin, Randall Cobb are all free agents. Those are 3 of your top 4 receivers who could be gone in the offseason. You're going to have to monitor that if you are the Dallas Cowboys. But bring back Cooper, bring back Cobb. Oh boy, you are in really good shape. Now, speaking of Cooper, I have a deal for you guys. I don't know how much longer this is going to be up, so you better go do it right now. Head over to chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. They are up to 25% off, so you can get a Cowboys jersey for under $75 right now. By the way, not featured, there is an Emmitt Smith Legends jersey on sale too. Chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. I do not know how long that will be up there for, so get in while you still can. Check the description, check the comments. I've got it linked for you guys in there. Ah, yes, Dez Bryant back to the Dallas Cowboys. I am giving this 1 star. In the past, I told you guys, no, it's not going to happen. But Jason Garrett is gone. Clapman's gone. So there is a possibility of it at least happening now. I still don't know if it makes the most sense, but Dez Bryant out on Twitter saying Mike McCarthy's a real one and had previously said he wanted to come back to the Cowboys. Now, in reality, I think Dez Bryant's at the point where if he still wants to play football, it's for literally any NFL team. He hasn't played in 2 years. He said he would come back as a red zone threat. We did try that, though, by the way, and it did not work. Now, I have a proposal here in a second that I'll get to, but Dez did this out, I think it was like a day or 2 ago, something like that. The teams he played for, the Cowboys, the Saints, the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Patriots. Now, I will make note, he picked good teams. Makes sense. Dez, I don't think, wants to go play for a bad team, but he might not have much of a choice. The problem is for the Dallas Cowboys in terms of how Dez fits. Where does he slot in right now? I think ideally he'd be a slot receiver for the best of his long-term career. But if you bring back Randall Cobb, well, what are you going to do with Dez Bryant then? If you keep Cooper, Gallup, Cobb, Dez is your number 4. And because the NFL is ageist, you need to be a special teamer if you're number 4 or number 5 or number 6 on the depth chart at wide receiver. That's not Dez Bryant. He's never been a special teams guy. So if you got to pick one, let me know in the comments. I think it's pretty obvious. You type in your 2s. I would much rather have Randall Cobb than Dez Bryant. And don't get me wrong, the Cowboys, they made a mistake when they let Dez Bryant go to 2017. And they proved that mistake by having to go trade for Amari Cooper. But Dez Bryant hasn't played in 2 years. I don't know what receiver I'm getting if I'm adding Dez Bryant to this team. So it's kind of a no-brainer for me. You pick Cobb between those 2. Now, with that said, I don't know if it's ever going to happen. Maybe let the past die at some point. You guys can type your votes, Y for yes, N for no, to bring back Dez Bryant. I have a proposal here, and a modest proposal, you might say. What if you bring back Dez Bryant, 1-year deal, no guaranteed money, let him fight for a roster spot? He might not make it because he's not a special teams guy. but you could give him a chance. Is that enough for you Dez Bryant truthers out there? Let me know what you guys think. Moving on now to Jaylon Smith. Is he going to have a bounce back here? Maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid again. I'm going to give it 3 stars. I think there's a very good chance this happens for Jaylon Smith. I think he's going to realize, God, I didn't play that well. I can be better. I also think the arrival of Mike Nolan, the new defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, will be a big boost for him because Mike Nolan has a strong track record of getting the most out of his linebackers, dating back to when he was a defensive coordinator, dating back to his time as the Chargers linebackers coach. Denzel Perryman has not been the same guy since Nolan left. And then Demario Davis, who at one point was about to be out of the NFL. And now Demario Davis having an all-pro caliber year. Here's what Demario Davis said on Mike Nolan. One of the best linebacker coaches I've ever had. Very experienced and knowledgeable about the game of football. Truly helped me become a better player. Now, maybe that's just empty platitudes. But the Cowboys' problem this year was missed tackles. They were tied for 24th, near the bottom of the NFL, with 120. The Saints this year, and of course linebackers make so many of your tackles, and Demario Davis barely missed any this past season. The Saints were 3rd in the NFL with 86 at the very top, one of the best tackling teams in the NFL. That's a pretty good sign for me. I choose to be optimistic about Jamal Smith having a bounce back year, assuming, of course, he stays as an inside linebacker and doesn't move in a potential scheme change for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. That is chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120. All right, as I break hearts everywhere in Cowboys Nation about the running backs coach position, how about Stan Drayton coming in? I'm going to give this one 2 stars. If you watched our show on Wednesday at the very back end, I did mention him, and it's a possibility. Drayton is currently the Texas running backs coach, and you can ask Texas fans. They got good play out of Roschon Johnson, a guy who never played running back before, and was actually pretty good for him after converting from quarterback. The reason that Drayton makes the most sense, though, for the Dallas Cowboys is, there is some NFL experience, coached for the Bears and the Packers. But most importantly, Stan Drayton coached and recruited Ezekiel Elliott at Ohio State. Now, Gary Brown might stay, but I think Zeke would be very much on board with this. Here's what Zeke said at the NFL Combine about Stan Drayton. That's my guy. He was hard on me since I got to campus, and he's really the biggest reason why I'm here today and I'm the back I am today. He made sure I learned this position and learned it thoroughly, that I learned not just what I do, but what the guys around me do. That made me understand the game so much better. He taught me how to anticipate instead of going off of reactions and going off of instincts. That made me play faster and made me into a great player. That's a big deal for me. And you look at what Stan Drayton has done throughout his tenure in his most recent jobs. Texas fans love him a lot. That's why Texas, the Dallas Cowboys, and the LA Rams are all after him right now. Jordan Howard's best year in Chicago came under Stan Drayton. We know how good Zeke was at Ohio State. Florida, he was also there as well. Now, I know many of you want Gary Brown, and I understand that. I saw that one video too that everyone's basing it off of. But who do you want as the running backs coach for the Dallas Cowboys? If it's Gary Brown, Stan Drayton, somebody else, I think it'll be fine. But if you want Gary Brown, let me know in the comments section. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.